Welcome one, welcome all, welcome to another exciting episode of Field of Glory Empire's Veni, Vidi, Vici. I am Bridger, and today we are continuing our attempt to end this game early by knocking out Ptolemaic Egypt, which apparently is going to be pretty easy, because they're... Are they in a war with Ethiopia here? Ethiopia? Yeah, Ethiopia's been eating them up from the south. They're in the middle of a civil war now. You can see all the blue areas are breaking away. And are they also at war with somebody in the east? No, they're at war with the region here in Asia Minor. So our attempt to disrupt their legacy improvement appears to be working. We're going to stall them here. We're now getting more than twice as much as them. Yeah, more than 3 times as much as them. That's good, but we need to kick it into high gear and knock them down a little bit more. The problem is, Epirus might be the next problem. Parthia, kind of a problem. Although it looks like Parthia is at a minus 10%. I wonder why that is. They're not a glorious empire. What is their situation? Parthia is an old monarchy. Huh. So I guess we can just hope that Parthia falls apart as well. Let's see, who is Parthia at war with? Nobody. Oh, well, we might have to... Well, they're over here in Armenia. Okay, well, we will have to hope that they fall apart, or we'll have to conquer our way across Asia Minor to get to them and knock them out. But Epirus is a little too close. We might have to take them out first and consolidate the Balkan area. I don't think I wanted to do that, but we may have to. At least there's not a lot of forest here. The frontage in forest is just so much smaller than the hills. Hills I can deal with. Forests, our legions just do terrible in forests. Okay. Well, let's continue. What we're looking to do is force the Egyptians to give us this and see if we can get them to leave the battle, the fight. We do want Rhodes, and it would be great to get Ionia and the Cretan Islands as well. And we do need Achaia there, Chios, and Lesbos. So we're also going to have to fight Lycia and Achaia. So let's see if we can get the Egyptians to give us what we already have and get them to leave. Because they're already, having a lot of other things to deal with, a lot of other problems, so to speak. So, will they cede 1, 2, 3, 4? Is that all we have? Looks like that is the case. Can we get them to give me more? Let's not risk it. Can we get them to give us money? No. War score 100. Why can't I get a smaller number of money? That's too bad. Metal, not really useful. Can they provide some units? Cameliers, archers, skirmishers. If they relinquish objectives, do we care? Yeah, we'll just leave it right there. They'll give us what we want. We'll be able to go take Rhodes now without worrying about the Egyptian fleet. At least I hope that's the case. I hope that a peace with Egypt doesn't cause a peace with Rhodes. I don't think it would, but anyway. We've got the 2 fleets here. Oh, and one of them is missing any kind of leader. We'll give it a defensive leader, because right now I think we're going to be on defense. We're going to send the fleet, which is stronger, to this side to make sure we can blockade it. Then we're going to take this assault force and put it on Rhodes, so we can finally claim that objective. Good morning, Black Corp. way early. I mean, it's a niche game, and to be honest, it's a slower game than some of those others that are out there. Like the Paradox games, I think, are slightly more interesting, and they can go faster. The thing, and I would like to go faster. The thing that holds me up is just the building thing. But I think that now that I've started to optimize my provinces, it's going to be a little bit easier to go through and know what buildings I should be focusing on. Like here, I know I'm looking for an infrastructure or a culture building or potentially a loyalty or health building if I can't find a good infrastructure or culture building. So a basilica is not as good as we might hope. Oddly enough, the brickwork here doesn't have any stone next to it. We're going to have to get the stone. A market does give us money. Let's get the wash house in this example because 36 turns is a very long time. And here, we haven't messed with this province yet, so let's do that now. So what's the situation? We need to pull up our nice overlay that shows us the map. So in this province, we've got 3 places that can do food. So this is not going to be one of them. So we're definitely going to start with this is not going to be a food province, and that's fine. It is actually a -5 national modifiers, probably because of war weariness. I'm going to guess. Revolt risk increased by -35%. Huh. Yeah, medium war weariness is costing us commerce penalty across the nation. And loyalty penalty. So we have to end some of these horrifying wars. The Cimbri need to be defeated and ended. We're going to end our war with the Egyptians and with Rhodes. I think that war weariness is based on each war that you're involved in against another nation increases it by a little bit each turn. So when you make peace, that'll make it go down. I don't know how fast it makes it go down. Thank you, Black Corp. Speaking of that, this war with the Cimbri needs to end, and we can do that by attacking them and forcing them to a peace. Maybe we can get them to be a client state just to stop them from raiding and attacking us. That wouldn't be awful. And it would give us a partner in conquering the Balkans in the future. So why don't we try that? Meanwhile, we can offer peace if you become client state. No, we can't. They don't want it. But we'll do it in a second. After we conquer a few areas, they'll be more interested in that particular business model. Because I could force them to peace if I just take over a few of their areas, but then they're just going to go to war with me again later. I got to make everybody around me a client state, apparently. That's how it's going to work. Because otherwise, these green areas are just going to keep spawning these barbarian tribes over and over again. And some, like we'll probably see the Goths and the Visigoths pop up later. So I'm going to need client states out here, so why not these ones that are already here? All right, anyway, we were looking at this province. And we noticed the war weariness. So this province being a mountain, I believe forests probably make the best infrastructure provinces because they have the possibility of the sawmill as opposed to the lumber camp. So let's say this is not going to be an infrastructure because I believe we have quite a couple of good forests. Therefore, this is going to be money because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, this is going to be money. And it's going to be, and let's put food on the table here for growth. Yeah, let's split it up. But you know what we do need here? We need another infrastructure so we can get better roads. That's got to be the first thing. You got to have 3 infrastructures, even if you don't necessarily want to. Ooh, a silver mine's real good, though. And that's an upgraded silver, or it's a tier 2. Maybe it's an upgraded silver mine. But let's see. Let's do a cycle, and we'll get something better than an expert stone cutter. Well, you know what? We'll do the stone cutter because the marble will be here eventually. somebody's going to get a noble district in here at some point, and the marble will matter. All right, so this is how we're going to split this up here. So that's this region. Next up, one of these three, at least two of these three, should be a big infrastructure area. Do any of them have a head start on that? No. So, do any of them have a food head start? Yeah, this one actually has some benefits for food. It shouldn't, but it does. This one does too. So let's say we definitely want this one to be an infrastructure area. This one also should be an infrastructure area just because how much infrastructure it has. This one doesn't have to be an infrastructure area. And it doesn't have that many slaves either, which means this could be money and culture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this could be a money area. Okay. Good, good. So that's money and culture. This is definitely infrastructure. So everybody's going to be infrastructure. And what else? This could be money as well, apparently. So let's do... I like to have at least 3 people on culture all the time. And the rest will split between infrastructure and money. And then here, 10% from structures is pretty good. So this will also be money and culture. Or money and infrastructure, rather. Okay, so those have the 2 obvious blah, 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 blah. The slaves I leave on food or infrastructure because they actually produce more in these jobs than they do in these 2 jobs. Slaves don't do well making money. Okay, so we did that. What is this, a marsh? Marsh in the middle of France, huh? Okay. So one of these, what is it, 3? Yeah, one of these 3 needs to be definite food, but probably more of them. Did I see any there? Nope, nope. So this one's already food. So that's for sure. It's actually got a monetary benefit, so we can do that. This one has a bunch of food buildings already, and so does this one. So these 3 could be food. I don't know if 3 is too many food, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? There's a lot of regions in this province. I didn't even notice these 2. So let's make sure all of these are food. And we can make these 2 infrastructure and something else. So that means we don't need anybody in infrastructure in either of these areas. That makes that easier. And if I was going to say that this one was going to be money, we should have, like, money should be in, like, regions where they're next to each other so they can share the trade goods that come in from the money buildings. So this one should also be money. And maybe we make this one culture and food, because it doesn't have that many money buildings anyway. There. That's pretty good. As a region, what's their food? Their food's okay now. So now we got to figure out these 2 real quick. Infrastructure. I mean, this has got a nice red buildings, but we got to figure out the population. Definitely don't want it on food, because it's not efficient. So it's going to be infrastructure and something else. Wow, it's got a lot of slaves. I mean, a lot of slaves. This one's probably going to be culture. I think that's the case. Because I'm not sure if anything around it is a big money area. Well, we made this a money area. And this is a money area. We didn't do this little marshy area either. Marsh isn't good at food. This should probably be money and culture. So we got money, money, money right next to each other. And here, this can be like a money center area here. And I think I already did that over here too. Like, this is money. That's not. That is. and this is. So this whole center area of France is focused on trade goods and bringing in trade goods so that they can bounce off of each other. Thanks, Black Corp. See you later. All right. That brings us back to these. We did culture here, and this one, I think... How are we around here for money and other things? This area doesn't appear to have been properly set up. Or it grew and just put these two people in money, because we don't want that. Whoa, no, because this has food. I thought I did this Transalpine region, but apparently I missed this region, this province here, because it's actually a food province. It's in Hills, actually. Hills isn't awful for food. I just thought we already had two. Yeah, this is too much food. We don't need this much food. So what do we need this to be, then? Culture? Infrastructure? How's this area doing for infrastructure? I guess it could use another infrastructure. Doesn't show... I mean, 220 is a big population. It's actually about the same as the capital, but it's spread out over more areas. What do we have for infrastructure? We still have too many people doing infrastructure. I guess this is money. Okay. But why then? This should be a little bit more balanced. This shouldn't have... Oh, yeah, it's got to have two people doing because they're slaves. Got to. Now, why does this have just a few people doing money? This is supposed to be a money infrastructure area, so they should be more balanced. This is how it's easy to tell whether I've actually done it or not, because they should have blank spaces. Is this supposed to be just money? Probably supposed to be culture, too. Okay, so now we did this proper. That brings us back to here. And I think that's okay. So it looks like we're done with this region now. We have a lot of regions based on money here. We have 3 dedicated to food, 1, 2, 3, 4 dedicated to infrastructure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dedicated to money, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dedicated to culture. That seems okay. I think that's a good split. Okay, that's one more province down. Let's figure out what's next. We'll do the other provinces later. Doing one province a turn, we'll eventually have them all done. I don't know how many provinces we have, actually. This one's obviously food and culture, which means a monument isn't that bad, because we're going to try and get the culture percent bonus buildings. Ooh, the capital, which is food and culture, does need loyalty. Like, I forgot to put that on ignore. All right. Let's see. What? Okay, so the capital could make a lot of money here, but I think the loyalty is more important. We cannot have Rome, the capital, go nuts. But is this the best loyalty building we can get? I think there are better ones that have better bonuses. Like, we're missing wild beasts and things, so I don't think that's the best. We're going to cycle. Down in the boot, we could get Noble Gardens, which actually produces an absolute crap ton of culture. What do we have for... We do have 10% culture modifiers here. Huh. That's a tempting building just because of how freaking crazy strong it is. But we're short on slots, and irrigation system will let us roll again, which might give us a better money building or infrastructure building than a freaking wood cutting. Like a warehouse. We need the warehouse here. Up here, we're looking for infrastructure and culture. That means this, because apparently we've built every single infrastructure building we can possibly build here. And 65% is real good. Yeah, we'll get a street parlor. Down here, we are infrastructure and money. Do we have... No, these are citizens. Okay. I thought we had slaves working down in the culture. That wouldn't have been good. A loyalty bonus here could be valuable. Is this the one we want? Charcoal pile. Do we have access? We do have access to coal, so we don't need that. There are better options for infrastructure here. I don't know if we want that option for loyalty, so let's pass. So this is a newly conquered area, which means it would be ideal if we could get some red buildings going on over here. Because we do want to... Yeah, production of equipment in this area is going to be valuable if we ever have to mount a campaign further in the east. We don't want to have to create legions all the way back in Rome. That would be very bad. So let's make sure we get the red buildings going on. Meanwhile, we haven't had any problems in Gaul. So I'm going to send this army to the capital to take advantage of the master blacksmith here, because I think by the time that army gets here, more of these should have... So 2 of them have gotten it. Hopefully... Oh, and actually, apparently the master blacksmith also applies to cavalry. Master armorsmith, I'm sorry. It doesn't say. It just says custom effect, which I had to remember, and I had to go back and look at the manual, because I remember there was a section on Master X. Master Fletcher, Master Blacksmith, Master Armorer, and, you know, it's said in there what happens, but it's just really annoying that the game doesn't tell you what's going on right there. All right. Anyway, we did this building here. This is another new one. A palisade has to take precedence. And over here, let's get clear water, and we'll send this army over to do those public works, if we can remember that next time. We haven't organized these ones yet, so I'm just going to look for and find a training ground. Nice green building, a deep iron mine. Gets us quite a bit of metal. We don't need the food bonus. I mean, it's not bad, but we don't need it in the mountains here. And this area over here, remember, we wanted this to be a place that would be able to produce a bunch of troops as well, so we don't have to rely on building only in Rome. And a military store is actually quite good. It would be better if we had that option in the capital, but increasing the stockpile in this region is still a good thing. Armorer produces equipment for the region, also a good thing. When you get the crafter district, you have to look at the available structures and decide, do I want any of these instead? Because the crafter district unlocks a massive amount of buildings, and so the chance of getting these other options gets really low. I don't think I need any of these right now, so I will get the crafter district because it doesn't take up a slot. It increases your money output from that area. Even if it's small, not taking up a slot matters a lot. It's a big deal. Worship place is just straight up 6 loyalty, which is good. But let's take the health bonus here. Furnace for metal output. Yeah, I got blindsided a couple of times by not having... By suddenly getting, like, oh, I need to build another army. Oh, God, I'm out of metal. It's gone. Like, my metal in... Because your armies have metal upkeep. which can negatively affect you. And blacksmith upgrades to a tool manufacturer, which in this region around all these things that want to provide money, that seems like a good place to do it. Here we're looking at money or infrastructure. Build regional roads, yeah. We could wait and have the army do it, but right now it's just a little bit easier to do it that way. We already have a harbor over here. This building is, however, supposed to be an economic area, so a harbor is good because it upgrades to a major harbor, which improves the trade of the area. So I think I want that over a hemp field because there are better options for food. Ooh, a sacred estate, more loyalty, more culture, just a little bit of food cost. And the loyalty is actually a problem here, which is interesting. Because it's a slave market, and I freed the slaves a couple of times in a row. And I also converted a bunch of citizens here, which pisses people off. So let's get the sacred estate. Okay, that's the end of that chapter. Now, let's check out our armies. This one's going to hang out here until it gets all those extra +1s from the master armor smith. We already have this army doing its thing. Let's ensure that we hold these areas by building, we'll build public works and then a Roman camp. Public works is good. We need the roads. This one was coming over here specifically to build a Roman camp. We're just going to militarize this entire area. It's going to use up slots, and that's okay. Because if we ever lose battles over here and need to send reinforcements, they are way far away, right? This can stop being a super militarized area when we've conquered all the Balkans and we can use these areas as a backup resource. But until then, we don't want to rely on our navy. We just can't do it. Okay, I think that's it. I think we're ready for the next turn. The navies are in place to escort. The army is ready to move to roads. Now, what is this? A battle in the strait with a pathetic little unit. It's a one ship? Okay, I'm not sure why. Maybe he was hoping I would leave. Now, here's the thing. That's a lot of garrison power there. That's 190 or 162 garrison power, plus 5 garrison power of Egyptian forces for some reason. Let's move slaves around. Let's not spend any metal. We're now no longer at our metal limit. See, this navy is now in a position where it'll start losing effectiveness because it is away from the coast, which is a pain because I have to starve these guys, and the only way to do it is to sit here with an army and sit here with navies. Now, this army should... It says it's in supply trouble, but it shouldn't be. There's navies adjacent to both sides that should be providing it with plenty of supplies, so it's weird that it's showing that it has a supply problem. So we're going to siege this down. Assaulting the walls, big mistake. Meanwhile, this area has to produce food for the navy. We haven't specialized this yet, so we're not going to worry about it until after we've definitely conquered all this stuff. We actually can make a province, though. We can create the province here. Somebody was forced to retire. Another general died. So we have to go check that. Had no choice but to crucify religious agitators. Yeah, I hate it when I have no choice but to torture people to death. So we've got the garrison here, which is holding our main foothold. Like this area isn't even considered occupied for some reason. That's weird. Like this is definitely occupied and it's considered part of the war control, but this is considered like our home area. I don't understand why. I think it might be a bug. Anyway, I had these guys build little roads. Let's build better roads. These guys are going to build limes. We're going to build limes all the way around. Everything here is going to have limes. And limes, you know, they don't use a slot. Okay, I thought they did use a slot. It's just that you can't build them if you don't have a slot, I think is the case. But they give, they do have upkeep. That's the main disadvantage, is they cost you infrastructure. Anyway, so these guys are upgrading the limes. These guys are getting the regional roads going. And then this guy will come over here and build Roman camp. Okay, so that's all going according to plan. Here we're sieging down the Cimbri. And we don't need to fight them. Attacking would be a major, major mistake here because our army isn't that big. And apparently, so if they come out, am I the attacker or the defender? That's what I need to know. I think we determined if they come out, I'm the attacker. If they send a relief force, I'm the defender. So I'm going to hope that's the case, because this guy isn't a relief force. And we were going to build public works here. When we had enough money, we were going to convince the Marcomanni to become absorbed by us and then give them over to... Nope, wrong thing. Looks like... Oh, dang it. So we need 128 worth. Which means 6,000 gives us a chance. Hello, Aunt Sue. I'm glad you liked it. Those took me a long time to put together. Especially like all the new player guide stuff for that. I spent 50 or 60 hours on those, doing a lot of post-production. I'm glad those came out real well. Most of my stuff is just like, hey, I'm enjoying this game. Let's talk about it. And I just riff off of it, just totally vamp the whole thing. But those ones I put a lot of thought into the script and writing it ahead of time and doing post-production and making sure I got everything right. And you know, it shows that those are some of the best stuff that I've done as a result, because I was really passionate about that game. And there was so much to learn. That game was so heavy on the details that weren't immediately obvious. So I don't think we want to give away all this money yet. Let's wait until we've got a bigger war chest to do that, because we're just going to give it to the Saxons later. All right. Meanwhile, our armies are awaiting the response from the Egyptians. We're sieging down the roads. So let's check out what our building options are for the turn. We cycled this last time. A school would be good. I think we were looking for loyalty, but a school doesn't take a slot, so we'll look for loyalty once the school is done, if I can remember to do so. Now let's take one province here and make sure that we're on point with all our provinces. So this one, we're definitely organized. But Brutium is mixed up. I wonder if every new citizen always goes into food. Wow, okay, we have too much into food there. There we go. Because Brutium does have a 10% modifier there. Okay. So we look here, we should see big gaps, essentially, in every single province we're going to. So Rome has those big gaps. Tiberius needs to be reallocated here. Okay. So now we go to 2. 2 is good. 3. We have allocated the 3 guys here, here, and here are almost certainly slaves, so I don't even really look at that. So that's good. Sicily, we have nobody working on money in Sicily? That's weird, because we kind of... Okay, let's look at Sicily this turn. One of these has got to be the food-producing area. Are they all plains? 3 of them are plains. So this one, not going to be a food-producing area. It has a bunch of food production, but we're not going to make it that. We don't need to. This can be infrastructure. In fact, are there any food structures we should get rid of? No. Look, we've got a bunch. Are there any food slots we should get rid of? You know what? We have too many tier 1 food buildings here. We don't need them. Let's find out what we're doubled up on in terms of trade goods for this area. So we have wool, cattle, horses. Do we have those in the adjacent regions? So let's go here. This is manufacturing horses, so we don't need the horses. This is manufacturing, not wool. Okay, so wool can stay. Horses need to go. Horses are manufactured elsewhere, so we can disassemble that building and make room for something better. Salt mine. Do we have salt in the adjacent regions? Being manufactured or imported? Not here. Oh, we do have it there, right? Yes, salt is being imported here, although it's being imported from Epirus. WTF, mate. Why can't we import this from ourselves? Oh, well. That's fine. So we'll get rid of the salt mine as well. Now, flax. I didn't check flax. Flax is manufactured right next door, so we don't really need flax here either. So we'll get rid of these 3 buildings. That'll free up a bunch of slots so we can build infrastructure buildings. And what? I think all of these are going to be money and culture. Right? Because they have so little decadence that I've been building them up and it's so big. It's going to be like the Roman area where it's just like, okay, this can be 3 things. It doesn't have to just be 2. That's fine. So now we need to figure out which of these 3 is the food producer, or do we have 2 of them be the food producer? This has got 15. No. And 25. So this, no food. These, yes food. So this actually has some bonuses from infrastructure, but it probably shouldn't. Or maybe it can have some infrastructure. So this can be... Again, it's going to be 3. Like that. Because we definitely wanted to make these trade heavy. So all of them need money. And some of them are also going to be culturally focused. 45% here, for example. 45% there. This is the only one that is not culturally focused. So maybe we take advantage of that. And then we can have fewer people on infrastructure here. How's the infrastructure for the region? It's okay. But we're going to take the infrastructure away from this, I'm sure. No, this is super infrastructure? So is this any infrastructure? This is 25%. But you know what? Screw that. We don't need anybody except the slaves on the infrastructure here. And we don't need the 25% either. Where's the 25% coming from? Because I built a large warehouse, which we... do not need, but it does provide a lot of infrastructure on its own. I'm going to leave it there. Because as long as we've got the slaves here, it's going to boost their output anyway. And it's going to, it doesn't seem to take up a slot. Although it probably does. I think it just upgraded not take up a slot. Anyway, so we've got 2 that are big on infrastructure right here and here, and we've got 2 that are big on food here and here. This is not food, this is not food. Perfect so far. Do we want to have at least one more person on? Yeah, 3 people at least on culture in every area. But this and this and this are definitely big on culture. Why is this not big on money? I feel like they should all be big on money because they're right next to each other. These 3 for sure, and they are like that, but this should probably have money too. No, not if it's food and infrastructure. I guess it can't be all of them. This can be food, infrastructure, and it can be culture. Just like it is. I like it. It's good. And how's our total balance now? So not that much on the food side. So the 2 places that have food, we need to be a little bit more cognizant towards that. A little bit more balanced on food. And we are kind of like that here. So we need to look for food buildings. And we are actually upgrading to irrigation canals, which is big food time. I think is that a percent bonus? Yeah, 25%. We go from 15% to 25%. So that's another big boost on the food. Okay, Sicily is done. What is Malta? Malta is a plains. It would be nice to have Malta. It would be nice. But I don't know if I don't go to war with Carthage over just a single territory. Unless it was an objective. That would be nice. Okay. Other buildings in the empire. Go. Over here. Brickwork for... Nope, not this region. This region could use a ranch. Or culture. Ooh, decadence reduction is good. Over here, we haven't organized this yet, so a street parlor, a basic government building is something that probably should be in everybody. Here we have organized this one, apparently. And it's all about infrastructure. Can't get stone from nearby, so we'll build it here. Even though there are better options, we'll still build it here. What was our option for a forge for money? We don't have lead or tin in this region, so I don't think we want the forge. I think we're good with what we chose there. Here, not food, infrastructure, or money. Ah, land expansion makes it easy. Here is food for sure. This is feeding the entire province, basically. So, we actually don't have a secondary option for this, but it looks like it's probably money. Maybe, maybe not. We'll choose the green buildings when we get options for them. Let's have 2 people on culture. It's a little bit faster. A noble district to pull in marble. It does give a lot of loyalty, which we just don't need right now. A blacksmith can be upgraded to a tools manufactory, but I think we built a tools manufactory somewhere nearby, though apparently not adjacent. Here? No. Doesn't have the bonus from copper, so I don't think it's worth it. Let's just get more food. Now down here, ooh, before we build anything, he should be able to build roads? What? No? Do we need more legions to build? Maybe this green one doesn't count? Do we actually need infrastructure buildings in order to build, to upgrade the roads? Is that it? Maybe we need 6 infrastructure, not 6 money, in which case I've kind of screwed everything here. Man, a charcoal pile. I hate those. They produce so little infrastructure, and they don't upgrade anything. They produce coal, but I almost always have coal because, you know, I just do. I guess we'll build a courthouse here and come back later. I'm going to have this army stop here so I can try to figure out why I can't build the paved roads. This, maybe I did build paved roads. Let's see if we can build it here. Maybe it is infrastructure and not commerce. Okay. Anyway. On to the next option. Latium, we cycled, I believe. And we now usurer actually would be good if we're making a lot of money here, and we kind of are. But the culture is modified by 35%. So you got to say yes to that. This has not been organized. So we'll build some health buildings until it is. Ooh, a caravanserai is an upgrade from a caravan house, which would make this more of a money area, even though I've organized it in a way that it's not a money area. What money areas are around it? I haven't really organized that one. A caravan house can be valuable even if it's not a money area. And it's an upgrade. And the warehouse is better. We need to focus on the infrastructure. We'll come back and maybe add money to that later. Right now, this is money and culture. Copper works would bring in copper to the area, which can be very valuable, especially since we have very few trade goods here. So, yes, copper works it is. Importing resources, ooh, a tar deposit is actually good for health. Be difficult to access, but still it represents a good opportunity for the region. Weigh carefully this choice because it's a rare proposal. Yeah, it produces tar. Oh, embalming is what gives us the health bonus with tar. Interesting. Etruria, we have focused on 3 areas. Basic loyalty and culture upgrade. Ooh, food, though. It's got to feed the area. Am I remembering correctly? No, it's not food. It was infrastructure that basic Rome was missing, but it seems to have fixed itself. Okay, we're done with that. Let's go ahead and hit go. We're going to find out if the Egyptians have given in this turn. We believe in you. You know the right thing to do. Trying to end wars so we can get rid of that commerce penalty. It'll increase our money income quite a bit. Oh, hey, look. I don't know what did it, but we jumped way up into the top third. 7 places. And I think we gained a progress token as well. Yeah, we're at peace. Okay. Pontus emissaries. Let's see. They want a transaction? No. No. We might have to be at war with them eventually anyway. Epirus. No. Oh! The siege is over. That's odd. I didn't think it would collapse that quickly. I guess we got lucky on some rolls there and got through all 3 walls at the same time. And we progressed because we captured the objective area, and that also significantly lowered our decadence via our status age. So that's why we jumped up 7 spaces. Decadence changed this turn. Yeah, it went way down. From the status age penalty specifically. Man, that keeps getting bigger. It's so scary. I know we're getting more culture as well, but still. So let's see. This is an interesting time to look at this. Legacy from areas. All these areas we conquered are now giving us apparently 1 legacy. Is that what the light green means? Yeah. We're getting a legacy from every single one of these light green ones. And the ones we've had a little bit longer, like all of this area was the second chunk that we conquered from, here. Those are all giving at least 2 points, I believe. Yep. And then all the reds are giving at least 3 from legacy. And purples are 5? No. Purples are 4, I guess. So 3 from legacy points and 1, 2. I guess they're 5. So I wonder what 4 is. Either way, these are providing a lot of legacy, and we took them from the Ptolemaic Empire. So the Ptolemaic Egyptians are now losing, are not gaining nearly as many. Yeah, we're now almost tripling them. We need to do a lot more than that to really beat them down completely, but the thing I'm worried about is Epirus. Epirus, Ptolemaic Egypt, and Parthia are problems. I basically need to have an income at least 4 times higher than everybody near me in order to win. Because your total needs to be 3 times as high as the person in second place. And right now I'm nowhere near that. So, every war is over except the Cimbri War, I think. Let's see how that has affected our modifiers. Yeah. Low war weariness, so that's helped. Let's get rid of the Cimbri War then. Let's offer peace here. I don't know if they'll take it this time. Oops. Here we go. 62% chance. We can also take some of their legacy. Just yoink, this is mine now. Kind of valuable. Now, this guy came over here to build something, didn't he? Well, we can upgrade to limes. But I wanted to find out if we could upgrade this to paved roads. But it looks like you might need 6 infrastructure and 6 commerce buildings to upgrade to paved roads. Because for some reason, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think that's it. I think that's why we couldn't build the paved roads here. Or maybe we just needed more legions. That's why I'm bringing this guy over to find out. Now, these took all these from Egypt. Yes, 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 we know. We conquered roads. We know. We gained a progress token for doing so. Yes. We lost more generals. Our navy can now go back and recuperate. What was made the capital? One of these is made the capital. Is this the capital? If it is, I can't even see. Huh. Didn't I declare Asia Minor province? This must mean this is the capital, right? But I can't see the spinning thing. Oh, yeah, there it is. You can barely see the spinning thing under the city. That should probably grow with the size of the city, yeah? Like the spinning circle that indicates this is the province capital. That would be nice. So, let's bring all the armies back home. And the navies can also be docked in the various places. This finished building the roads, so now we're going to have them build the camp. These guys can come over here and build a camp. And we'll build a camp here as well. And this is going to take forever. All right, so now that we've got this province, we can now specialize it. Let's take a quick look. We've got 3 plains. We start with food. This does not have any specific... Oh, it does have 8%. 15%. So this is definitely going to be a food area and supply area, because we've already kind of built camps and stuff up like that. And is this also going to be an infrastructure area? I don't think we need infrastructure here. Should this be a money area? This is definitely a money area, because I think this is the one place that you could get like purple or silk. It was silk. So this is definitely a money area. And the areas around a big money area should be money areas. So let's do that. And then we'll also add a little culture. A little less conversation, a little more action. If this is a big, big money area, granary is not a percent food bonus, so no percent food bonuses here. It's also got a 16% infrastructure bonus. Should both of these be infrastructure? That's one. This could be another. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So infrastructure, infrastructure. This is touching the money building, so we'll also make this a money area. This should be more than just an infrastructure area. But I don't think it should be food. So maybe it should be culture. Works for me. So this was money and food. This can be food and infrastructure, I guess. Okay. And down here, we are money for sure. And culture. Yeah. Wow. This area should be more culture because it has those nice big temples and everything. And I guess we could leave the slaves on food or infrastructure. Here, let's leave it on infrastructure because they have a small bonus to infrastructure. Okay. So I think that's this region figured out. We have two places that are big on food, which will hopefully be able to feed everybody. Oh, they need to be bigger on food. More big on food. Yep, that'll help. Although this region also includes here and here. So maybe this hills with the food production, instead of being culture, can be... I mean, the food is going to go up when these things stop being under, you know, pacification and stuff, but I'm okay with this hills also producing food. It's the mountains you definitely can't have produce food. The Hellenic citizens, they have very low productivity, especially because of this. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. So that is now organized. Let's check what our decisions are. We have quite a few. I decided not to do the Change Society one because I like the aristocratic elite that we have. I looked at the others. It was like plus infrastructure minus health was one. Plus experience for troops minus culture, which I didn't like because that's lower legacy overall. And the other one was probably plus commerce minus something else. I don't know. So I didn't like that. Improve our trade efficiency, though. I will definitely take that. This is a good combination here. Because that bonus to trade Achaemen means people are more likely to trade with my trade goods than others, including my own empire. The shipyard gives us equipment. It produces sails. Okay. That's interesting. I was wondering what produced sails, so we don't have tar here, but that's kind of okay. Let's get a shipyard. And Rhodes is in its own province. It's its own thing. It can't share, so it unfortunately has to be fairly balanced for now. Seed storage doesn't have grain or anything else. Its health is actually pretty bad, but I hate the herbalist so much. And it's not adjacent to anything, so it needs to produce its own stone and wood, which is what it's doing, and its own coal. Like, that's one of the reasons the islands are not so great, because they can't get those bonus resources from adjacencies. Up here, we don't have an obvious answer, but I think a worship place isn't bad. This is a woods, and we kind of seem to be focused on infrastructure, so maybe that's what this is. Infrastructure. This area we were talking about expanding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, not this area. I'm thinking of a different one. This is infrastructure and money. Bring pottery into the area, but a builder's hall is even better for infrastructure. This is all woods. So one of them is going to have to feed the rest, even though it doesn't have the best option. It can be this one. Ooh, massive walls. Let's make that capital really strong. Ooh, wait a minute. Secret cult. Reduces decadence. That's not great. The conversion penalty is a big problem. I don't want that. Here, a theater is good. Because again, we want to hit that 5,000 in every one of these provinces to get 2 legacy. And one of the ways you can do that is to have a lot of theaters everywhere. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, is all around, I think, yeah, furnace. So we're going to bring iron here. That's the main thing. This is going to be a money area, for sure. You know, it can be a food area too, but it's going to be a money area, mainly. And over here, infrastructure or money. And apparently we're also a little bit on culture here. This will produce coal and bring in lumber, but lumber's local, so we don't have to pay anything. Do any of the regions adjacent to it need coal? Nope, this one provides coal everywhere. This one doesn't have coal. So, okay, fine. We'll build a charcoal pile. And down here, a dyeing mill. Produces dye and imports, well, it doesn't really import purple. It's missing the trade good. So it doesn't count as being local, I don't think. Maybe it does after you import it that way. Ooh, a conversion bonus. That's hard to say no to. But an orchard is really up the alley of this thing here. Meanwhile, a builder's guild would be perfect for this. We don't need the loyalty, so builder's guild is obvious. This area is all about money, but we don't have any money buildings, so let's start with it, huh? Let's start building those money buildings in the place that we said we're going to have money. We're going to take the greens when we get the opportunity. This is in the middle of nowhere, but it's all about infrastructure and money. Ooh. Lumber. Get out of here with your lumber. We've got lumber adjacent to us, right? Yeah, we do. This is money in the form of food. Food and infrastructure, apparently. So a wheelmaker would be the right way. I just watched High Fidelity last night, a movie from 2000 with John Cusack, Jack Black, and Joan Cusack, which was very interesting. It was interesting for a number of reasons. It was a pretty good movie, especially because it seems like it's going to be one type of movie, and then it's not. It head fakes you, which is pretty cool. And another reason is the entire movie is built up to be essentially, at the end, Jack Black, who's been this goofy side character, and in 2000 nobody knew he could sing. Tenacious D wasn't a thing yet that everybody knew about, and he wasn't a movie star. This is the movie that made him a star in the eyes of a lot of people. People became aware of him. And at the end of the movie, he's going to sing, his band is going to be at this guy's, premiere or whatever for this other single that he's doing. And the guy is all upset. He's like, no, please, I'll give you money. Don't do this. Because throughout the movie, Jack Black is just this jerk, this jackass who doesn't seem like he has any talent at anything. And then at the end of the movie, he fucking just belts it out. And everybody's astounded. And the audience is too. Because nobody knew at the time that guy could sing. Because they didn't know who he was. But looking back at it, I'm like, oh, they're going to be surprised. Because I know it's Jack Black. Ugh. I got to go with the glassworks here. So this is all about money infrastructure. Oh, we built every single infrastructure building in this. So I think we got to worry about money. Oh, God, we got to worry about loyalty. Oh, dear. Partly because of the freedmen? No, those are happiness. Oh, this place is so big. Okay, we'll take the 8 loyalty and some decadence, please. That's going to keep getting worse. A noble gardens is good. Hempfield is meh. There are better food-based buildings for this. And this is a lot of culture. So let's get the culture so that we can stay in the top third. Okay. We're ready to go. We're going to see if the Cimbri accept. I think I sent them a proposal. We're trying to get rid of this war so we can start other wars. That's our play. Come on. Some government statuses change more radically when you reach the critical number of tokens. Instead, you might evolve to a new civilization level other altogether, or crumble into civil war. Yeah, we knew that. We did not gain a prestige token this turn, or progress token this turn, it looks like. Paphlagonia. Yeah, let's not go to war with... no, we're going to need to maybe fight them. The Belgae want a cooperation agreement, though. I'll take it because that'll make our relations go up. Ooh, disperse slaves. Oh. Oh, you need to have money. Ooh. Okay. So here, did we have this guy build the thing? Regional roads. There it is. And wasn't this guy walking last turn? Why? Oh, he couldn't move because it was harsh weather, so he was stuck in the mountains here, or the hills, or what? Oh no, this is mountains. He couldn't move because the mountains weren't there. Okay. Here, we still don't know anything about that. Okay. 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 You can assault now. They're done. They're done, ski. And with that, we did send them a peace deal, so we'll see if they accept it. Okay. Over here, we need to build the limes we promised. It costs some upkeep, but it's definitely worth it. Let's actually go over here and build those as well. Because we've already got them here. We already got them here. So now we're building them here, here, and here. And it would probably be good to build them on Crete, now that I think of it. We'll get to that. Right now, we've got 2 armies here and some little garrison-y forces. Our other army is here in Rome, hopefully building up its armor. Almost. Okay, let us check out what buildings are available now. We built a tribunal here last time. We're looking for money. A bank. The only thing we don't have here is gold. And it can be imported for fairly cheap from Malacca. Or Lydia. Actually, we can get it from our own self. And it's a massive increase to our commerce here, which is great. That's definitely the one we want to take, even though a theater is also available. And you know how much I like theaters. This doesn't even have a charcoal pile, really. Well, the mill is going to go first for the food. Because you know how much I hate charcoal piles. Oh, let's reorganize another region, right? So, provinces, we'll do them in order. So we did, oops, there we go. This is, oh, the order is, that's the 3rd province. Okay. So we did Sicily. Then we already did Transalpania. It looks like Nicaea gained a free person we need to reorganize. And then what was the next province? Up there. Yep, okay. Raetia. It looks like we've already organized this, but I want to make sure that we have at least 3 people on culture. Now, what is this? This one hasn't actually gotten any sort of option. So this is mountains. Our overall food level is okay. We had both plains. Do we have only 1 plains in this whole area? Yeah. So this is our food. And this is apparently also lots of food. So we'll have the mountains also do food, I guess. That's fine. And what is this place? Already kind of organizing towards that. So this can be food and infrastructure. Sounds good to me. All right, so that, I think that province was just the last piece we needed to fix here. Everything else appears to be organized, but let's do 2 more. And then these 2 will go here, and now this is also organized. Bingo, bango, bango, bongo. Good, good, good. All right, so that's this province. Now we got to do a new one. We already did this one, actually. That's good. So this province now needs to be organized for reals. 8 of 16. We're making our way through. I think we're actually a little higher than that because we did some others randomly. But one of these needs to be food. I think we determined that one of these was going to be food. 15, no. Do any of them already? Yes, this one has food modifiers. And it does not have any of these modifiers. So we're definitely doing this. What else can it be? This is gold. This is gold. So let's make this also a goldish province. That'll be good. Okay, so that's food. What's our other food area here? Somebody else has to have a food bonus somewhere. Yes, this has a food bonus. It also has an infrastructure bonus, so no money here. All food, all infrastructure, all the time up here. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. So, we've got 2 places doing food. And now we need to figure out... Is this the other one that we just had doing food? Yes. So we don't know what this one's going to do. It looks like it would be good for infrastructure because of the municipium. Municipium. Should this also be food? Because none of the food places are going to be super efficient. So let's do food and infrastructure. So food, infrastructure, food money. This could also be money. Yeah, this can be money and something. Wow, okay. This is all about infrastructure and the money. Now this could be culture and something, so that we can continue to make sure each province at least has one thing focused on culture. It could also be money. Do we have adjacent areas that are a bit focused on money? Not really. So do we focus this on infrastructure or food? I think we focus this one on food. Okay. Food and culture. I think we've got this. Let's check this. Yeah, it looks like we've got it. This one could probably use a couple extra guys on here and there. But now I think we've got it. We'll build more food buildings here in this province because that's where we're a little behind. Our growth is a little weak. Now we're ready to go on figuring out what to build here. Money is what we're supposed to have here, but that's a terrible money building, so we're going to ignore that. Infrastructure is where we can go. We can reorganize this because we know we don't care about food here. Not really. Ooh. This is an upgrade. This we do care about food, and we care about culture. And that's a terrible food building. Because it's basic. I want something with percent bonuses, damn it. This has not been organized, so let's just take the obvious when we can. Huh. The temple is an upgrade, but it uses up a slot, unlike the cultural site, which doesn't. There's no tier 2 options here either. Ugh. I don't, yeah, we're going to cycle this. Pause for a minute. I don't know about that one. Here, it's all about infrastructure and money. A fair is very good. The clay pit is not. So that makes things fairly easy on that front. I'm really starting to figure out what buildings I like. This one will bring tin into the area. This is, wow, all infrastructure all the time, apparently. I think it should be something else. Let's make it culture, I guess. That's pretty close. So, in that case, we do want a theater. I specialize these a little too much, maybe. This one, adjacent to other areas which are not really specialized just yet. Yeah, you know what? This can be also money. One more here, and then a bunch to money. So what is our infrastructure one here? We've got 3, 4 of them. Is that too many? Do we need more culture? We only have one that's really focused on culture. So maybe we don't need so much infrastructure. This one doesn't need to be infrastructure because it doesn't even have any buildings for it. So instead, let's make it culture. Yeah, that should work. How's our balance here? Food and infrastructure is both pretty good. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, where were we? Trying to figure out what to build here. This is supposed to be money, a trade house. The only thing we're missing is, oh, furs, ivory, and wild beasts. Clear water is probably a no-brainer. Here, we'd like food and money. Master blacksmith could pop up. And a market could pop up. So let's hope for the market and take a preserved food store instead for the health. A tools manufacturer here is an upgrade that costs a little infrastructure, but gives us tools and also imports iron. That's probably good for our money area. Bringing more trade goods into a money area is always good. Ooh, this is all about food, so let's get a large farm. Producing grain is a great bonus good for other food buildings. This is the one where we're like, we need to find out if building an infrastructure building is what's going to do this. I'm going to not use wood cutting, though. I'm going to shuffle. And next turn, I'm going to see if he can build it or not. Spinning mill or granary. Let's take the granary. A scriptorum. Cultural bonus, yeah. Ooh, the capital. The capital, the capital, the capital. Did we shuffle last turn? Is that why this is available? Huh. Culture from a scriptorum. Very good. Oil mill. Health bonus. Little bit of food. No, it's got to be a scriptorum. This area is all about infrastructure and food. Seed storage. Yep. Health. Health is good too. Okay. That turn is done. These turns are going to get shorter as I run out of... Once I finish all the provinces' organization, the turns will get shorter, I hope. So now we're going to find out if the Cimbri wanted to go to peace with us here. And if that's the case, we're going to go take Lycia. We're not going to take all of it. We're just going to take the one area near the crossing. That's part of a province we own. It's our province. But we got to get this war with the Cimbri over. We did gain a progress. Excellent. We could be seeing a golden age in 2 turns. Cooperating with each other on several levels. Yes, we are. Aha, we did. Excellent. Nope, we're going to attack you. So, sorry. Aquitani Emissaries has reached for the proposal for a transaction. No. No. Who are these guys? No. You know, when it comes to Athene... I didn't attack the Cimbri. They're being sold a bill of goods. Cooperation agreement with Athens. No, I think it's going to be easier just to conquer them. I'm going to make sure they're not allied with anybody crazy. No, they have no allies. So, yeah, they're just going to go down. They have no treaties with anyone. So, no, we're going to declare war. That's just the way it is. So can our army like march over there in a single turn next turn? I think so. But in the meantime, it's building a Roman camp. This one is going to finish the limes, I think. Put the lime in the coconut. And then you shake it all up. You put the lime in the coconut. Maybe this army should go over here. Because then we'll go to war with... Oh. Lycia is now only composed of the one area I want. That's important. I need them to, you know, die to me, actually. They don't have an alliance with anybody, so yeah. Lycia could become my client state. They won't say yes, even though they're in a losing war. Okay, well. We'll go to war with them as well. Take them both in the same turn. Hopefully. Then we'll take Achaia. And that'll get us closer to finishing off these... Oh no, Lycia also has Lesbos, so we need that and that. So you better not take it, Bithny. I'm watching you. Okay. This army is finally going to tell us, can we build? No. No. Okay, so now we're going to find out if we're right. Do we need 6 infrastructure and 6 commerce? Clay pit. Really? Really? This is the way you're going to make me figure this out? Build a clay pit? Son of a bitch. A bank is even available. Fine. We'll find out later because the bank is too good to pass up. Now, this army, the Germanic army, needs to go back to a capital. Might as well be this one. I don't have anything in Gaul. If something goes terribly wrong there, my Gallic Legion is going back to get its upgrades in Rome. So that's disappointing. Now, the Gallic Legion should also have some cavalry. Because there's a lot of plains over there. And when it comes to that, we need to have some cavalry. If we ever have to fight rebels over there, yes. Okay, so we've got our armies taken care of. We're getting 3,000 a turn. Fantastic. Let's organize one more province. Last time it was the Rati province. Nope, it was not that either. It was this one. So let's go to 9. Was Germania, superior. And in this, we have no good areas for food, so probably all 3 of these are contenders. We've already got one here, so this is food. We have to decide. I guess it'll be this one. Unless this has a lot of infrastructure. It could be food and infrastructure, but look. Well, we've got culture buildings, but we don't have a lot of... This one has to be food and infrastructure. No question. Right? Yeah. This is going to be food and infrastructure. It's also got a master blacksmith. I forgot about this. Bonus of 5 XP when a unit is created. Nice. Yeah, I think all 3 of these are going to be food and infrastructure. And then these mountainous areas can be whatever, I guess. This one's going to be money, apparently. And maybe culture? We probably don't need more infrastructure. If these 3 are all food and infrastructure, we probably don't need it. So let's do culture and money. And the slaves will just spread out between the 2 there. And then finally, this Alps area could also be money. There's monies in all kinds of areas around it. Somehow we made a bunch of food buildings, though. We'll get rid of one of these that's weakest. We don't need wool here. There's enough wool in all the surrounding areas, so we'll get rid of a shepherd house. Now, it's still got the bonuses from... Somehow, we built irrigation canals in the mountains. Like, that shouldn't be possible. This building... The whole chain shouldn't be buildable in alpine or mountains, if you ask me. But that's just my opinion, man. All right, I think that's the way we're gonna shake it out. Now, do we need more food? Yes. Yes, we do. To that end, build a farm. Fucking land reclamation is good, though. But definitely need more food first and foremost. This area is also part of the same region and also can build a farm, so do it. This area has not been dealt with yet, so... A scriptorum? This could be a culture area. Yeah. Make this a culture area. And what else? Infrastructure? Probably. We'll start there. Large farm is an upgrade. It's green, green, green. I should probably build the irrigation system just because we already had it. Unless conversion bonus isn't necessary. That's not a lot of culture. And the charcoal pile is not nearly as good as a warehouse. So yeah, we'll build the irrigation system there. Here, deep iron mine. That health penalty is so bad, though. But it doesn't take a slot. It's an upgrade of the iron mine. Merciless working conditions. I don't think we can do it. I think we just get a gymnasium. Because it provides other upgrades for health in the future. Sanitation upgrade for this area could be very useful. Once the population gets to 30, it's like, holy moly. But we don't even have a warehouse here? Yeah, we actually need it. We're pretty weak on infrastructure in this whole region. And yet, green building... fine, I'll take the sewers and we'll get the warehouse later. You suckered me into it. Food, money, or culture. Pleasure district is just for loyalty. But a trade occupant bonus of +3. Ho ho! That's interesting. If that came up for this center area, I think I'd have to take it. It also gives a lot of manpower, it gives money, but we get lower health. You know we like this military academy thing. You know we want those better leaders. Oh boy, I gotta take that. It also gives culture, which is good. And we just so happen to have 6 red buildings there. There's not a lot of places where we've really focused on red buildings necessarily. So we need that. Wow, 3 green buildings. Ugh, that's a tough choice. I think I'll take the siege resist on this, though, because if somebody's going to attack me across there. Builders Guild, yes. Solid walls as an upgrade. I can't believe we built every single infrastructure building here. That's crazy. Market would be better, so let's hold off for a market before we build that. Crafter district. Hospital again. Irrigation system. Seems like we didn't spread this very evenly. That's better. Much better options in the future. No to the pleasure district. No to a copper works. This is a food-centric area. Let's build a flax field. It's, you know, that 5 or 6, that gets a boost. Yep, if we're below 30%, we should probably get health stuff. City walls. Yep. We cycled here because what were we looking for? A better food building? A better infrastructure building? We don't even have lumber in the area. That's kind of a joke. We will. We will. Ah, an infrastructure area that does not have a builder's hall is not much of an infrastructure area at all. And yet a fishery would be pretty good. Yeah, we'll go with the infrastructure first. I do like them coastal fortresses, but I don't think I need it here. Like, this isn't necessarily an area that needs to defend itself. So maybe we'll take the money building. Cultural, this is a cultural center, so yeah, definitely. Get that percent culture increase, baby. That's the way we like it. Food and money. Oh, we apparently need a lot more infrastructure here, because infrastructure's taking us a long time to build anything. This place needs money. So a tannery will import cattle and produce leather. Actually, cattle is located locally. Huh. Let's do it. Yellow buildings are yellow buildings, huh? They open us up to much better yellow buildings later. Oh, that's actually not bad. Because it's an upgrade from a thing that doesn't cost a slot, though. Or does it? If it didn't cost a slot, it should be green. Anyway, let's check out the next turn. Massalia has been next to an independent area that should be very easy to take, and they have not expanded into it. I am disappointed in my client state. But maybe they just need... The problem with Massalia is they've been jumping around so much, they can't get a stable area of their own culture that isn't trying to, like, revolt against them. So we'll check that out. Hey! Hey! Yeah, I don't think I need to go to war with these guys. Jesus. Carthage is mad at me again. So how are they doing here? Hellenic, Celtic. So they're kind of reducing the rebels there. Why are they producing so little infrastructure? Why are they only 3 productivity? Because they're Celtic, I guess. But do they not have this, and they don't have a region set up because they don't control enough of it to spread. So each of these provinces is really just on their own. That's why their buildings are so slow. If I gave them this, maybe they would be faster. It's still considered occupied? That's interesting. Anyway, once the army here in the capital is finally upgraded, we'll send it back, the Gallic army back over here to maybe help Massalia. So, our plan is to take Athene in a single military operation. We're actually going to merge it with the Aegean Defense Fleet. And now, the Aegean Defense Fleet can not actually go there. Son of a bitch. Okay. Oh, I don't need that one. So yeah, split them off again, I guess. And this one is Assault 1. Assault I, that's what I called it. Oh, it's got ships in it. Son of a... Alright, we'll take a 2-0 leader and go attack that. Meanwhile, the Aegean Defense Fleet is going to come guard this, and the other fleet is going to go blockade the other port. That's actually got no walls, so it's not super important to do that. But, you know, we're going to go try to siege this and actually assault it before the Bithynians can get it. We'll see if that works. Okay, I think we've plotted everything out there. Uh-oh, I just realized Achaia. Macedonia is their ally. Not so good. These guys can actually come back to the capital. This Roman army had a name. Balkan Army 1, sure. They aren't terribly strong, but they don't need to be. These guys, I don't know if garrisoning is better than not garrisoning. We need Kimball back in here to let me know. All right, let's check buildings. We need to do a new province, actually. Churning our way through. We did Germania Superior last time. Let's do Noricum, which we'd actually apparently done for the most part. This is infrastructure and money. Yep, okay. We're good on Noricum. So let's check 11. This one is also already complete, though we do have to check every once in a while when there's a single guy like that. Alright, so if Noricum is done, here we go. Gallia. I don't think we've done this. Oh, yeah, no, we did. We did this one already. It's huge, but we did it. We may have a little bit too much on money in this area, but, you know, that's fine. Plenty on food, too. So here we go. Bohemia does need organizing. There are no plains here. So any area is actually good for food. Let's see which ones already have food-based buildings. This one has a little bit. This one has a little bit as well. All right, well, this one's going to be food. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe culture? It's not very deep in infrastructure either. Let's just say food for sure, and we'll come back and figure the rest out later. And then one of these also had like a 5%. This is also definitely food. Now, how many provinces are there? I think we need another province that's good for food. So let's take a quick look at buildings. This one's already got a lot of food buildings, so I guess this can be our other food building, or food province. So, now that we've figured out we've got food, this one's a structure one, huh? Yes. So we'll give infrastructure here, for sure. And this may be a money one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this can be a money one. Money and infrastructure. This one we were not sure yet. So we definitely have infrastructure here. We do need more infrastructure. But I don't think anybody else has an infrastructure bonus. So we have to figure out which other one is going to be infrastructure. It might be this guy right here. And maybe this is infrastructure and culture. That seems like a good split. Okay, so that one's good. This one doesn't know what it wants to be yet. It doesn't know. It could be anything. So let's come back to this and we'll plug the hole with this, whatever we don't have enough of. It's not going to be money, that's for sure. It's no money. This is food and we don't know. Let's start over here again. This should be money. This one we're going to make money. So this can be money and maybe this can be money. Yeah, these will bridge the gap to the other money province areas. Which means this might also be money. Actually, 2 down here. Which means the ones that are up here that we don't know should be culture. This could be money because it's attached to our main money province. This can be culture. Except I think we only have, if we make this culture, that leaves us with 3 areas that are infrastructure based. Yeah, that should be okay. We're making this food and infrastructure also? Or could it be infrastructure and culture? Oops. I think that's a better play. We've got a lot of food options here. We probably don't need all of them. Like this one. We don't need this one. So we can make this culture and money. Okay, I like this split now. Decent amount of money provinces. We've got 3 infrastructure and 4 food. Okay, we're good. We've solved yet another province. 13 of 16. We're almost done. So now that we get here, we're looking for money. Yeah, garum shop. Imports olive oil. But we don't have any olive oil being produced close enough. Huh. Eventually we'll increase the trade route range from here, but... Wow, it can only... Doesn't this show the range? Yes, it can get all the way to there. Can't quite get into the rest of Rome. So this will cost a lot to bring in the olive oil, but then it's here. And anything adjacent to this can benefit from it. So I think that's what we want. Here we're looking for culture or money. This one is both, so that's a pretty good option. This one doesn't have any money, but we decided to make it into a money province. So it's going to take a while to actually get that. We need to probably delete a couple of these other buildings that we don't need. We're already doing that. Okay, good. Is there another one here we want to get rid of? The iron mine? I kind of like the metal. We don't strictly need the brickwork or the wheelmaker, but they're both producing a decent number of infrastructure. You know what? For health buildings, I hate the herbalist. It's just not as good as other health building options. So let's do that. We'll build a better health building with that. Black market, good. Progress token, yeah, glory's coming. Golden Age. Huh. Yep, I think that's good. This is infrastructure and food. There are better options for both of those, so we're going to take the wash house in the meantime. This does not need the loyalty. It does need the infrastructure. This area is supposed to be money and food. Let's take the food building. Here we've actually got 3 specialties because we're so big. We don't need that much loyalty, though. We only need a little bit more loyalty, which means a gambling ring or a fortune teller would be fine. Money is not what we're doing here, but this would import nuts and seeds, which would help next door. Because I'm going to guess nuts and seeds is a missing component? No. Yeah, missing bonus trade good. We'd get 8 money for it there. And over here? Nothing. But we might. We might. So let's take another look at this. Nuts and seeds would actually give us a total of 24. And it would make nuts and seeds available to this region, and more importantly, the region next to it, which is our major trade hub. So I think we want to do that. Despite that it's not directly in our wheelhouse. There's still some exceptions to be made. Food infrastructure. Or upgrading the sewers. Food culture. A temple actually would be really good here. Because we're still a little low on our citizenship situation. I guess we'll make cattle. Alright, that was a little bit faster. I think. We're going to fight Lycia. We're going to fight Athens. And Lycia is also located on Lesbos here, so we're going to get that right after we take their mainland property. I hope we can grab it with an assault. I hope that Bithynia didn't assault it this turn. It looks like they didn't. Oh, we're fighting a coastal battle, which is automatic. Yes, we got it before Bithynia. Excellent. Now, this is a field battle, but I think... Ooh, it could be tough. This could be very tough. We've got cataphracts on the flanks, which is good. He's missing cavalry over here. And lucky for us, he doesn't have a lot of really good skirmishers. It's always we target everybody except for that guy. It's always the first one, and it makes me feel sad. So we've got the general advantage as well. Oh, okay, that wasn't the worst. That wasn't great either. Yikes. This is going against us. Come on. General, what's his name? Do your thing. There we go. So, if it's a draw, next turn we'll have both flanks. But it looks like it might not be with that result. And we're about to crush these guys. And that means the flankers are going right through. Yep. Okay. That's a win. Yeah. All right. That's what I'm talking about. And we're fighting their fleet, which is nothing. So now at least Rhodes has a partner in its region there. No single factor is decisive. Triangle rule is a combination of 3 factors you want to maximize to win. Good leader, experienced and fresh units, strong units, and the right terrain for that unit type. Yeah, that's true. Cappadocia. Is that in Asia Minor? It is, and I do not want it to be my friend. We were raided by the Cimbri, but we beat them back. Lesbos is a new objective for Rome? That's brilliant. It's a little too easy. Babylonia is the other one. Not so easy. Damn, Lycia apparently needs some more. They got a decent amount of health buildings, but apparently they need more. So this was taken. We'll build a smokehouse, maybe? We don't know how to organize this one just yet. These guys are going to build regional roads, and then... Nope, let's not build regional roads, because I think... no, it's going to take them 2 turns to get to Lesbos regardless. And we'll have our ship come over here. Actually, yeah. I don't think we want you to do that. I think we'd like you to go here, and then here, and then there. Yeah, then we don't have to worry about guarding more than one area. Meanwhile, this fleet can actually just go home. Excuse me. All right. How's this legion? Do they finally get all the defenses increased? No. No. This has actually none of them has the defense. What? Oh, because the Gallic army. This army is the one that had some increases. Now most of them have it. Okay. Okay. Keep it going, I guess. This was going to meet up with the Gallic Legion, actually. And this was too. Let's see if we can't do one more round of province management. This one's already been taken care of, but for some reason we have one guy here when he shouldn't be. Interesting. Okay, well, we'll make a different decision on that later. Next is this province, which has been sort of streamlined a little bit. Let's take a look. These are all plains, basically. We don't have any food here, so these should be money and infrastructure. That's good. Food and infrastructure here, sure. Does this need to be food? We have too much in the terms of food. This one has not been specialized at all. I guess this could be a money one. Yeah, these two could be money next to each other. That's okay. Money and infrastructure, I guess. Okay. So this one's culture. Is there too many infrastructures here? There is. There's too much infrastructure. So then maybe this should be culture or money. I think give me money. This can be culture. This can be money. That'll work. How are we looking here? 3 for food, 4 for infrastructure, 4 for money, 3 for culture? No, yeah, 3 for culture. Yeah, okay, I'm okay with that. All right, let's go to building. This is all about culture, and culture needs decadence reduction. Yeah, buddy. Now, here in this province, decadence reduction. Excellent. Good call. I like it. Here we've got a balance. But a charcoal pile is useless. A builder's hall is really what should be here. Trading tents, though. Pretty good. Decent amount of money. We've got silk and frankincense nearby. That's the reason we group these things together, is to get those bonuses. So, I think I'm doing it. Down here, a tar workshop gives us some money and produces tar for this and all adjacent areas. Is that enough? Actually, we need loyalty, to be honest. This area is not doing great on the loyalty, so we got to cycle and look for loyalty instead. Oops. We built the delicacy shop here to bring nuts into the area. A fair would give us lots of money. Thalassian Temple would reduce decadence. And give us a little bit of culture. Yeah, as much as I like that fair, I think the decadence reduction in the culture is pretty good. Over here, yeah, definitely Palisade first and foremost. This is not part of a region, so it's got to be self-contained, which means we're going to give it... It's an island, so it's got to have its own charcoal pile, basically. And it's got to have its own farm, and it's got to have its own water. Can't rely on anything. Over here, we want infrastructure and food. A warehouse is great for infrastructure. Anytime you can get those % bonus buildings in a place where you've specialized in the area, that's a good call. Now, we are eventually planning to turn this into a money place, but not so good right now with this. I don't want slaves there. Ooh. Damn, that's a tough call. A builder's guild is a nice % bonus. I don't think we need the walls just yet. Salt house for food, or a necropolis for culture. Big decadence reduction. It uses 2 slots? Damn! Generate trade opportunities from its constant need of myrrh. I mean, you're right in that myrrh is very hard to come by. I just don't think I want it here. This is a horrible place for it. So I guess we got to say no to this. Memento mori. Except that it's got that culture bonus. And the conversion bonus? Ugh. The fact that it costs 2 slots means it's not going to show up unless I leave 2 slots open in places. Man, that's a tough sell. Because myrrh is hard to get. I don't even know what it is. Some kind of spice, I guess. It would be so much better to have this in southern Italy, where we've got coral and other things to go with it. I'm going to say no. Don't need the loyalty. Do we need a clay pit for stone? We actually do, surprisingly. Regional roads, we have nobody nearby to build it, so sure. This is supposed to be food and culture. This actually has a loyalty issue, so we're going to fix that as much as we can. Gambling area. Taxation bonus is good with size. We never actually gave this a secondary thing. Could we make it a money? I think we could make it money. Ooh. This is a money specialized area. And for some reason, also everything else. But definitely money. No, this shouldn't be here. That should be like that. Because we already have 3 areas here that should be specializing in... Are these all slaves? No. So what are they doing there? Get to the thing you're supposed to be in. Damn it. You two. Oh, slaves are there. Okay. Damn. Okay, land expansion is hard to give. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. That's it. We're going to hit end turn one more time, and I think we're going to call it for the day. Have some lunch, and see you guys again tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time is when we're trying to continue this game. We successfully finished our campaign against the Ptolemaic Egypt's Asia Minor holdings here. It's unclear where we want to go after this, except maybe against Achaia and Epirus. I think we've got to take the Balkans. I think that's the next play. If you want to find a region on the map, press Control F. I never use the ledger. It says you should check it most turns. There's really no information I need in there. Lycia is proposing peace. Nope. You're proposing being annexed, actually. Hey, a golden age. I forgot what that gives us bonuses. I think it's culture, big culture boost. That's nice. That'll help us get legacy. Bonus of 10 XPs when a unit is created. Taxation bonus of 50%. Holy crap, that's where a lot of money comes from. So we can save up a big war chest here. And this stupid emperor with his bad military is weakening us. Very good administrators. It's very good. All right, we're going to save it there. Ladies and gents, thanks for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow.